When you reach Union level 17, you will unlock a new game mode called Illusive Realms. What this is, it's a roguelike mode similar to Honkai Star Rail's simulated universe, for those who are familiar. Now, why I wanted to bring this video to your attention is because of this isn't Illusive Realm, and neither is this. This is the real Illusive Realm that a lot of players loved, but also a lot of players that have no clue what it was. That's right, if you are a new player who started in 2.0 when Renacita came out, you missed out on peak. When someone mentions Illusive Realm, you may think of the weekly permanent mode, Fantasies of 1,000 Gateways. While it is similar, it is nothing but a chopped up version of it. Or you may think of the more recent event, Dreaming Deep, which unfortunately, Kuro said themselves, is a revamped Illusive Realm, but it isn't. It's not the Illusive Realm we knew and loved. You see, both of these faker Illusive Realms are missing one of the best, coolest things about the OG Illusive Realm. That is the Echo gameplay. In the OG, you were able to choose an Echo to use and gather buffs for. You could literally play Crownless in this mode as if he were an actual playable character. He had basic attacks, he could dodge, parry, and he had 2 skills to use, which you could think of like a Resonant skill, Liberation. It was the coolest and most fun experience. Another Echo was Inferno Rider, and bro would literally have insane coordinated attacks. It looked like this dude just teamed up with you and he's just helping you take care of these enemies on the field. It was really cool. And if you were a real Fortnite OG, then you would know that the Bellborn Echo was the most cheesiest, overpowered thing that you could have. You were basically able to get insane shields, insane damage, and more crazy stuff like the ability to not see a thing. They weren't the only ones, of course. There was also Thunder and Memphis and Dreamless. They were pretty damn awesome too. It was all cool. You would select a character, go in, choose an Echo, then you would get buffs after each area like you would in these current Illusive Realms that you know. But these buffs didn't only help you, they also can buff and change the Echo you pick. That's why if you got all the buffs for Crownless, you ended up playing him basically. These Echo mechanics of the original Illusive Realm brought immense joy. I've always thought Echoes in this game could have really big potential with the gameplay, and so these versions of the Illusive Realm showed me that potential. It was super fun. However, these new current Illusive Realms completely abandoned that aspect that I've loved. They were great. Instead of having the cool Echoes and stuff, you just end up using your own Echoes, which in my opinion aren't nearly as cool. Another thing that made the original so good was the exploration. In version 1.2, they started doing different versions like the liminal pools. Then in 1.4, they made a more honestly, I don't know how to describe this look. To be honest, I'm stupid. I can't think of the word. All I can say is that it reminds me of Destiny's Final Shape stuff. Am I the only one? I'm the only one. Nice to go around in these areas, choosing the domains and actually exploring, you know, just like traversing this 3D space. The Dreaming Deep, unfortunately, abandoned this type of exploration and went with this, like, bruh, I'm supposed to be playing a 3D anime role-playing game? What the hell is this? On the bright side, the Fantasies weekly mode at least had the original exploration. It was fine, but overall, both of these modes just don't hit the spot at all the same way as the original did. A big downside to the whole weekly mode in general is the incentive and rewards. It's been reduced to nothing but a weekly chore for one singular pull and some Echoes if you want to spend the wave plates to get them. As for the Dreamin' Deep mode, its major flaw is the exploration and the fact that it takes 30 minutes to an hour or more. Yes, it can take more to beat each level. See, the footage you're seeing now is an hour run, and I was skipping stuff, and I didn't 100% the exploration. So it could have taken even longer just for this one level. Isn't that crazy? Usually, I wouldn't have a problem with time-consuming modes, but I do when it's nothing but a boring, slow slog. They also introduced this like narrative in the Dreaming Deep, which I think is honestly fine, but the presentation isn't there. All it is just a buttload of text in front of you, and in my opinion,
I'm not trying to sit here and read all that.
I feel like there could have been a better way to present all this to you, and plus the whole story here isn't even canon. It's a bunch of what ifs to the story that we have. But Dreamin' Deep wasn't completely buns. It was mostly buns, but it wasn't completely buns. I actually think the fights at the end are really fun because you fight multiple bosses. I do think the reuse of companion story areas for some of the fights are really nice, like this Camellia one. Revisiting these areas are actually really cool. And the Bond team up things where you do that team up ult, pops up that cool animation with three of your characters and you're doing like a team thing. I forget the terminology for it. That's cool too. But sadly, there's less of that enjoyment and more of this. The exploration. If you're playing this, you have to be talking to somebody else in Discord VC, or you have to be jamming out to make it where it's not completely boring to do. Overall, neither of these quote-unquote Illusive Realms brought me the same enjoyment of what we used to have. Playing as Crownless was just one of the coolest things ever. Imagine if we had an OG Illusive Realm currently. Imagine if we could have had something as cool for like Lorelei. Like, what if you could play as Lorelei or Sentry or Gehinnom? Like, that would be so cool. And then being able to traverse the whole domain, you know, it made it feel like a real dungeon. Even the boss fights were pretty unique too. We'd give them some changes, like how this Morning Ikes you're seeing on the screen right now had lightning everywhere, or when some other Tacit Discords would start spawning in. It was really cool. It was all engaging and fun, but sadly what we have now just missed the mark. At least for me. I'm not sure if an OG Illusive Realm will ever make a return. We haven't had one since version 1.4 in November, and Kuro has already said that this Dreamin' Deep is a revamped Illusive Realm that is also permanent and is planned to receive future updates. So I'm not sure if it's just going to end up having new levels or characters, but if anything, I do hope they try and update the exploration to make it more enjoyable. Also add the cool echo stuff from the OGs, then it's basically what we used to have. All they have to do, honestly, is get Dreamin' Deep and Fantasies of 1,000 Gateways to aggressively breed with each other, and then add, you know, the echo mechanics, of course, and then boom, you have a better mode. Please, girl, please redeem the mode. Bring back what we lost. I beg of you. I must play my GOAT Crownless again. I must see the real potential of the Illusive Realm. I know it could be cool. I know. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about all this. Are you a Fortnite OG, or are you a new player who missed out? I'm sorry if you did, because it was peak. It was truly awesome, and sadly, these current iterations aren't on the same level. But Kuro is known to listen to a lot of feedback, so I still have some hope left.
If they widowy bring it back, I think they should give an exclusive Echo skin or something, maybe exclusive MC skin, you know, to widowy give the Fortnite OG some like exclusivity, just to show that us real Fortnite OGs were there when it was there, right? I think Fortnite OGs truly deserve that.
Thank you all for coming and watching. See you guys in the next one.